Good afternoon on what is a very warm, bright and sunny day. It is Wednesday the 7th of June. I've got a nice hot cup of tea. And a box to continue unboxing. Now what I've already pulled out of here, I've already pulled out something wild, a card game from Funko Games. Surprisingly, did you think that Funko did games as well, but as well as the miniatures? Well, they do. And the next thing below that is, let's have a look, it is Roll and Play, the Game Master's Fantasy Toolkit. Game Master Level Up. The Game Master's Fantasy Toolkit contains over 120 random tables compatible with 5th edition and all other fantasy role-playing games, making it a must-have for Game Masters everywhere. Its wire-bound design means it can lie flat, fold in half, or fit snugly behind your GM screen with the rest of your gaming essentials. Inside you will find tables for random encounters, critical hits, tavern names, quests, traps, rumours, diseases, loot, potions, setting inspiration, and much more. Roll on one of the colourful and easy to use tables during your games to produce imaginative content for your adventures and master your sessions on the fly. So, there are lots of sets of random tables that you can buy for your role playing. You know, it's not just Dungeons and Dragons, but it is. There are lots of for Dungeons and Dragons and also for fantasy. But genres, horror, science fiction, what have you. It's all out there if you go and look. And some of them can be fun and entertaining. Some of them can be dedicated to particular subjects. So you might have a big set of random tables designed to help you create characters, like, for example, the central casting series of books by Janelle Decays, which are very good and coming back, or should be in print by the time you see this video. But this is by Roll and Play, a UK publisher. Now, as you can see, spiral bound, so that it lies flat, or it just sits like that. So, you know, it doesn't really take up that much space. And say it's got a nice sturdy card cover, but the paper quality in here is actually quite good. It's good as well. So it's nice and stiff. What we open up inside, we have Adventure Awaits, pretty much kind of standard kind of salute, and this is introducing the book and what it does, how to use the books, simple instructions, followed by a full list of the contents. You know, so there are lots and lots of tables in here, and we turn over, and the first section we have is Peoples and Quests. And then we get into, so we start off very quickly, so character names. So on the sample tables we've got basically a set of 20 and 10, no, they're all 20 tables with 20 entries each. So we've got common names, magical names, outlaw names, cute names, heroic names, ferocious names, heartthrob names, comedic names, and ancient names. You know, roll the dice and you've got instant, you know, you've got instant character names. So you've got an NPC enters and you sort of like, you know, roll the dice. It's a commoner. It's on the street, and you know your players ask him questions, and you know they ask him his name, and you roll the dice, and it says it's Boris, or you know they meet someone who is dressed in armor and you know looks quite heroic, and you roll the dice and says you know her name is Broomhild, which at that point, you know, you want Bugs Bunny to run on and start, you know, and have Elmer Fudd chasing him, singing over the Ode to Georgia Broomhild. But that's just me. Several character motives for both adventurers. You've got adventurer motivations and villainous origins there, on two separate tables. Character jobs. So, you know, that commoner you encountered earlier, what does he do? Well, you know, he washes carts and caravans. You know, so automatically you've got, okay, fine, he washes. So he works at, you know, the caravanserai, you know, essentially the caravan stop for all the merchants in the town or city. And so, you know, we've got common villager work, well-paid professions, weapon-wielding careers, and the like. So, you know, you can automatically begin to build up a character there. Organisation names, so Adventurers Guild, Thieves Society, Clerical Churches, just table upon table. And these are all, you know, things you can use on the fly, or you can look at them beforehand. So, for example, first meetings. You've got a table of first meetings for your player characters, rather than the, oh, did you? Yeah, we met at. Did you meet at a tavern? Yeah, we met at a tavern. Really? Yes. It could be an adventurer is starting a guild and has requested the characters to join them, or the characters are trapped in cages. They are failed experiments of a scientist. So some are kind of they're a bit ordinary, or some of them are fantastic. They vary. And we've got campaign ideas. This world is in need of great help. Many villagers report they have met with deceased loved ones, but how? Or giants have been collecting and storing villagers nearby. So there are campaign, just literally, you know, prompts there. And we've got world building. So, you know, you're in the town. You've met Boris, the caravan cart washer. You know, town features, which might be, you know, large trees deposit beautiful pink blossom all year round. So Boris might be covered in pink blossom from the mixture of mud, and you know, that he's been washing off you know, a mixture of mud and flowers, which he's been washing off these carts. Town government leadership. High priest gather sacrifices once a year and offer them to a god in the mountains. Secretly a greedy creature. So, you know, local attractions. Town crier news. So you're this standing there talking to Boris, and you know, the town crier calls across the sort of like, you know, a monarch of a neighbouring territory has been murdered, or a royal vessel, the Golden Maiden, was attacked by pirates and destroyed. Rumours and gossip. What does Boris know? The town leaders are trying to cover up the red rot that's set into our crops again. Or the innkeeper gives you better prices if you midweek. Bounty posters. I mean, you know, it's markets and shops and descriptions of those. Taverns and inns. Boris would definitely be in an inn. If he's not at work, he's going to be in an inn. So, you know, let's say, come and have a drink at the Laughing Goat. You know, we have a well-kept appearance. Our prices are, you know, extortionate. You know, what Boris is doing there is another matter. Our bar is heaving, and, you know, tavern interiors. Could be a bard outside, musking away before you punch him because he's annoying. Wonderful festivals that might be going on, or parlour games being played in the pub, you know, in the tavern, you know, journeys and events. Once they get bored of talking to Boris in that town, you know, in the pub. Frozen encounters, forest encounters. So, more and more different encounters, and a little bit of notes here at the bottom. You know, saying, you know, a day of two halves. Deserts are known for their blistering hot and arid days, but surprisingly at night the temperatures can drop to below freezing. So there's that to bring into play. So all these different encounters. And then we've got combat and injuries. An alternative critical hit melee for melee attacks. You know, that could be quite a larger table. It's actually a percentile. And then we've got advanced critical hits and misses. And the critical miss with overwhelming stupidity. Stray ivy wraps around your foot, grappling you for your next turn. Or, ow, my arm, your melee attacks only do half damage on your next turn. Or, confused, you miss the next round of combat as you try to find your bearings. Critical hits magic, combat magic versus utility magic. Just, yeah, actually lots in here that, you know, This is actually a really nice little book, I think, just to have to sat there, just in case there's inspiration, you know, a revival side effects of, you know, what do you feel like when you've been revived from being knocked out or actually technically killed and then revived? Deadly diseases, should you be venturing to somewhere, divine blessings and malevolent curses. So let's have a look. You have the God's favour. Now you can summon high quality food and drink once per day, or malevolent curses, as long as the hex persists, you are harder to trust, making you less charismatic overall. Items and rewards. Magic items, moderately magical things, and so, for example, a woolen scarf that can be used as an excellent rope. Bizarre plant life, unusual components. There's quite a lot in here. Scandalous scams, bargain spell scrolls. So it can be turned out to be a scroll of fire. Not firebolt, but firebowl. In an empty space in front of you, a flaming bowl appears. It extinguishes after 7 minutes. Or speak, it becomes shriek with animals. You call out in a sound that is identical to the animal you cast this spell on. Both of you howl and screech for 1 minute. Works of art, interior loot, loot and plunder, pickpocket rewards. I loot the body, what do I find? Almost de rigueur for your old school Renaissance style game, you have a loot the body table. Extra treasure chest fillers, extra quest rewards. And then there's a list of all the Kickstarter backers in very tiny font. Very tiny font. And just basically, there's the credit scenes at the back. So yeah, that's Roll and Play, the Game Master's Fantasy Toolkit. I actually really like this. There's a lot of inventive thoughts in here. Some of it's, I mean, basically a little bit prosaic. You just sort of like a bit mundane, perhaps. But, you know, you're always going to get, you always kind of need the sort of like the ordinary with the outre, just to sort of like compare and contrast, you know, to help make the world come alive. Because much of what the player characters are going to encounter is the outre, is the weird, you know, as opposed to necessarily the ordinary. So yeah, that's Roll and Play from Roll and Play Press. They've got lots of different books like that. I'm hoping to review more of them if at some point, and perhaps even do more unboxings. But in the meantime, thanks again for watching another unboxing in the Nook. If you enjoyed this, then please do click on the like button down below. And of course, if you've got any comments or feedback, I do appreciate you taking the time to post those. And lastly, if you want to be alerted to yet more unboxings in the Nook, where you'll see me out here with a box containing a book or game, which I'll unbox and chat about to the best extent of my knowledge for roughly 10 minutes or so. All, of course, accompanied by a nice hot cup of tea. Then please do hit the subscribe button down below. Thanks again for watching. Be back again soon with another one. Bye for now.